Hey everybody, what is going on? This is Anthony with the VR Game Rankings YouTube channel, and you guys are tuned in to our daily vlog series. Now today it is episode 113. It is Wednesday, March 7th, and guess what? We got some news for you guys today. Now, not all of the news is sunshine and rainbows, but hey, we got to cover everything that goes on in the VR gaming industry, including possible doom and gloom scenarios. So what am I talking about? Well, the lead story of the day is that March 7th, 2018, a day that will live in infamy. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. We really got to hope that this is not a major disaster for the Oculus Rift. Now, what am I talking about? Well, let's say that you woke up today as a normal Oculus Rift gamer and you went to your Oculus Rift headset. You want to play some brass tactics. Maybe you want to play the platformer Kin. Maybe you want to play some In Death or Sprint Vector, or who knows what the heck you want to play, but you want to fire up your Oculus Rift and get some VR gaming going on. Well, if you tried to do this today, you probably got a big error message that flashed on your PC screen, and the error message read, "Can't reach Oculus runtime service. Your Oculus software may be updating. Please wait a minute and try again. If the issue continues, contact Oculus support." Yes, there is a problem right now with the Oculus runtime service. No one can use their Oculus, well, not necessarily nobody can use their Oculus Rift headsets, but you have to go and jump through a number of hoops if you want to get your Oculus Rift to work today, and you might end up compromising some other stuff on your PC. But let's go ahead and talk about what is the issue that is going on right now. So apparently what this relates to is that there is an expired certificate on the Oculus app framework.dll that is causing all of these problems. The certificate expires on March 7th, 2018. And so basically, as soon as this certificate expired, it has caused all these problems, and worldwide, all Oculus Rift owners worldwide that are trying to use their Oculus Rift headset, they are running into this problem because of this expired certificate. And then it's kicking you into this error message, "Can't reach Oculus runtime service." Now, what is Oculus doing about this? Well, obviously, they know about this. They are well aware of the situation. In fact, Nate Mitchell of Oculus has tweeted out, "We're aware of an issue affecting Rift on PC, and we're working on resolving now. Stay tuned." So basically, Oculus is obviously well aware of this problem. They probably have all hands on deck trying to figure out how to solve this issue, how to fix this issue. In the meantime, we basically cannot use our Oculus Rifts right now, although there are a number of users that are reporting some different kinds of ways that you can kind of navigate around this problem if you are absolutely desperate to get into your Oculus Rift and start playing some games. So if you want to do that, one of the possibilities some people are talking about, you can go into your computer's date and you can basically change the date on your computer to a previous day, previous to March 7th, and this could possibly allow you to get into the Oculus runtime service and actually be able to use your Oculus Rift. Now, of course, if you do change the date on your computer, it could possibly cause you some problems with a lot of other programs that are running on your computer. In fact, it could affect like Windows Update Service and other critical applications. So it's not really advised that you go down this road, although it could be a temporary thing that you could do just temporarily to try to play some games today, and maybe think about, hopefully Oculus will have this situation worked out by tomorrow. We're just going to have to see how this thing works out. Now, honestly, my suggestion for everybody out there is, you know what? Just consider this a situation where Oculus is just down today, and just consider this a dead day. That would be my advice rather than getting yourself worked up and worrying about all this situation or trying to find a lot of little ways around the problem, instead, just take this as a day to go do something else. Of course, if you have a PlayStation VR headset, you can go ahead and jump into your PSVR today. If you have an HTC Vive, go ahead and grab that, pop that on. You can use your HTC Vive today. If you have a Windows mixed reality headset, go ahead and spend a lot of time with that today. Or who knows, maybe go outside and actually smell the flowers. Maybe go for a nice long walk. Maybe go to your local shopping mall. Maybe go to the movie theaters and check out a new movie. Who knows, you could even go down to your local grocery store, hit up the Redbox machine and rent a couple of Blu-ray movies. Or maybe just go ahead and turn on Netflix and watch 5 episodes of some TV show that you've been meaning to watch, but you haven't been able to get around to it. So basically what I'm telling everybody is, look, just let this go for today, and hopefully tomorrow everything will be up and running. Because if you want to worry about this and stress out about this and wreck your brain over it, it's just not going to be a good situation. It's probably a better idea. Give Oculus one day to try to fix this problem, to try to solve this problem, and kind of walk away from it, wash your hands of it, and then check it out tomorrow. That is my personal advice if this is your situation. I mean, I'm in the same boat as all of you guys. I don't have an HTC Vive right now. All I have is my Oculus Rift and my PlayStation VR. I can tell you guys that I'm going to play some more Moss today. I might try to finish Apex Construct. And other than that, I'm just not going to worry about it. And hopefully Oculus will get this thing under control. Okay, so let's go to story number 2. Story number 2 is the Oculus Go has now been approved by the FCC, and also the website has been completely updated. And so a lot of people are wondering, hey, it's been approved by the FCC. The website has a major update. It looks like something is imminent. Are we going to get the release of the Oculus Go within the next couple of days? Is a major announcement imminent that the Oculus Go is about to drop? Well, that is a possibility. That is definitely a possibility. But the other thing that I want to mention is we have to remember that F8 conference is coming up on May 1st. And so on May 1st, you're going to have Mark Zuckerberg walk out on stage at the F8 conference. You're going to have a ton of media outlets that normally do not concern themselves with virtual reality in any way, shape, or form, but they are going to be covering the F8 conference. So here is my conspiracy theory, if you will. I think there is a slight possibility that the Oculus Go could be delayed all the way until May 1st. Now, why am I saying this? Well, here we are. We're at March 7th. There is basically 24 more days in the month of March, and then you got 30 days in the month of April. So we're talking about 54 days until F8. Now, would Oculus really delay the Oculus Go for 54 more days just so they can have a major announcement at F8? Yeah, they actually might do this. And again, the reason why I think they might do this is because of the mainstream news coverage that they're going to get. So it could be a great opportunity for them to kind of highlight the Oculus Go with a lot of news outlets that might normally not report on this. Now, if Zuckerberg comes out on stage and says Oculus Go, and he's holding it up, and Oculus Go, $199, available now, available today. That is a big major announcement that could happen at F8, and it could generate a lot of publicity and a lot of press from a lot of news outlets that may normally not cover this sort of thing. So Facebook and Oculus could decide to go down that road. That is one possibility. Of course, another possibility is that the release could happen any day now, and that Oculus Go could be coming out sometime in this month of March, and it will be available very soon. That is another possibility as well. Basically, I pretty much think it's going to be either one or the other. It's not going to be delayed past May 1st. I really doubt that that will happen. So it's pretty much going to be either one of these two situations. We'll get it on May 1st with a big major announcement, or it's going to come out sometime prior to that. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into story number 3. Story number 3, Kin. Remember the puzzle platformer Kin by the developer House of Secrets. These are the guys that made the Surge VR music video that is so good. If you have yourself an Oculus Rift or an HTC Vive, you definitely want to check out this music video called Surge. I think it is a very impressive display of how music videos can be tremendously enhanced in VR. And that developer, House of Secrets, on the final day of January, they released Kin on the Oculus Store, which is a cool puzzle platformer game. And when it came out on the final day of January, it came out for a mere $15. Not a bad price at all. But if you looked at that $15 price and you thought, I kind of like platformers in VR, but I don't quite like it that much, well, here is your opportunity. Kin is a daily deal, and it is only $7.50. Now, here's the downside. The downside is this show, I'm recording this episode really late. It's probably going to be uploaded really late. And unfortunately, Kin, this daily deal, it expires at midnight Pacific time. So by the time this episode is actually uploaded, there's probably only 3 or 4 hours left in this daily deal. And you early birds that watch this show really soon after it's been updated, you guys are going to have an opportunity. If you haven't already heard about this, you are going to have the opportunity to bounce over to the Oculus Store and grab yourself Kin for a mere $7.50. Not a bad deal at all. I really like this platformer. It is very much a puzzle platformer. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's beautiful. And I think it is a great change of pace. It's a palate cleanser. We need to have some different games every now and then for when we don't necessarily want to stand up and move our arms all around. Sometimes we want to sit down in a chair and just enjoy a cool platformer game, and that is what Kin brings to the table. So definitely check that out if you still have a few hours left in that daily deal. Now, as we continue to talk about the Oculus Rift, it seems this is all Oculus all the time today. Story number 4 is also Oculus related, and it is about the free weekend series. It does continue. This is just a normal, regular thing at this point. And the free weekend game this week is The Unspoken Acolytes. And this will be free starting 10 a.m. Pacific time on Thursday. So definitely be sure to go ahead and check this out. If you've never played The Unspoken, this is an opportunity to go ahead and get into that. And of course, they've also added that single player content, the Acolyte single player content, which is relatively short, doesn't last a long time, but does give you a little bit of single player action as well. I highly encourage everybody to go ahead and check it out. It is a very well-polished game. It is developed by Insomniac. They've done a great job with this game. Personally, not really my type of game so much, because it's basically what it really boils down to is this is kind of like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, except it's in first person and it's projectiles only is basically what it is. So it's kind of like a one-on-one fighting game with projectiles, and with you teleporting and using your shields and teleporting to different locations and fighting these other people. A lot of great production values, a lot of good audio and visual quality as well. And then, of course, a little bit of some single player content to go ahead and sample as well. So make sure you give that a try this weekend if you have an Oculus account and you haven't checked it out. Okay, and my final story of the day is 3DNess VR2 has been released. Now, what is 3DNess VR2? This is an emulator that will take your old Nintendo Entertainment System games and convert convert them into a 3D form that you can play on your VR headset, and it looks absolutely super cool. I've seen YouTube videos on this where they are taking Contra, they're taking the original Zelda game, they're taking Super Mario Brothers, and it basically takes the flat two-dimensional game and kind of turns it to the side and makes a 3D version of it and creates it in 3D. It looks super cool, super interesting. Definitely want to give this thing a try. Now, here's the deal. There is a free version that you can get for 3DS version 2 VR2, except the free version does not support VR headsets. If you want to get VR headset support, you will have to pay $10 and get the $10 version where you will get VR support with the $10 version. So if you are a big time fan of the Nintendo Entertainment System and you're a big time fan of VR gaming, this has been designed perfectly for you. You can try all your old classic Nintendo Entertainment System games in this new pseudo three-dimensional VR version. It looks super cool, super interesting. So if you are a retro gamer that is also into VR at the same time, this is right up your alley. Now, I've mentioned a number of times that I was a hardcore retro gamer before VR kind of got me back into modern gaming, but I have to actually admit that the Nintendo Entertainment System is not really my bag so much. If they had this for the Super Nintendo, oh my goodness, I would be all over it like you would not believe. Or if it was for the Sega Genesis, I'm kind of more of a 16-bit and then up from that point. The Nintendo Entertainment System is still super cool, and I will go back occasionally and play an old Nintendo Entertainment System game, but I'm not into it quite as much as, say, like a Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis. But the good news is that with this working out pretty well, it's very possible that the next step could be taking a look at systems like the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. So we might have that to look forward to in the future as far as emulating these old classic systems and bringing them into VR and taking advantage of VR for these old classic game systems. So anyway, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for today's show. This, of course, has been episode 113 for Wednesday, March 7th. Everybody have a wonderful Wednesday. I know that it is some bad news today for Oculus Rift gamers. I say, you know what? Take the day off from the Oculus Rift, go outside, go play some tennis, play some basketball, go for a jog, go for a long walk, take your dog for a walk. When's the last time you've taken your dog for a walk? Or, I know what, visit dear old mom. When's the last time you visited your mom? Or give your mom a phone call, maybe go to the mall, do something, go out for dinner, do something, because you're not probably going to be playing any Oculus Rift games today. But hey, it's just one day. Hopefully, I have faith in the Oculus team getting this thing under control and fixing this. In fact, it might be fixed by the time this episode even goes live. So hopefully this is not a major disaster of epic proportions. I'll have to report on it tomorrow. We'll see what happens. So anyway, guys, stay tuned. Tomorrow I'll be reporting on this again and we'll see what happens. But that's going to go ahead and do it. See everybody on Thursday. Take it easy. Later.